Hello, this is my first permanent video coming up. I had some previous videos I was actually trying to figure out what to do. I have decided to do video game reviews and various playthroughs with a partner on YouTube. I've known him for 5 years. Subscribe to both of us. His channel's in the description below. Now let's get into the big part of the video. I want to interview Skyrim, but first I want to get into the history of the Elder Scrolls. The first Elder Scrolls is called The Elder Scrolls Arena. It was released in 1993. Arena is an RPG, was intended not to be an RPG. Arena was originally going to be about you fighting other combatants in, yeah, you kind of guessed it, an arena. You know, that's pretty obvious. You were eventually to go to the top and become a champion. You're supposed to battle other people, other factions, and other cities, other lands, and whatsoever, and so on. Over time, Bethesda added certain RPG elements over time, like you could go explore a dungeon, or you could do this or do that. You could just, do whatever pretty much. The story of the game is that an Imperial battle mage by the name of Daggerfall kidnapped the Emperor Uriel Septim to a dimension of his choosing, which, according to lore in the Elder Scrolls series, that dimension was the Plane of Oblivion. Daggerfall shattered the Staff of Chaos, a item used to entrap the Emperor, and put those pieces in 8 different dungeons. And you're supposed to go to those dungeons and discover and receive those items and put together the Staff of Chaos to release the Emperor from the Plane of Oblivion. Daggerfall also killed one of his apprentices, Rhea Silmaine, because she probably would have spoken out about Daggerfall and what he had done to the Emperor. Here's a little fun fact. Arena was the only Elder Scrolls game to allow you to travel to all the provinces in the Elder Scrolls world. Quite awesome, isn't it? Even though it wouldn't look as beautiful as today's standards, but the graphics were top quality for the time. The engine was actually was a 2D engine called the Raycast engine. You can look that up. I don't know if you want to or not. Just pointing that out. It's drawn to look like a 3D engine. Now let's get into Daggerfall. Daggerfall was one of the first 3D engines. It was probably it was a really large map. It was over 60,000 square miles, about the size of Great Britain, I think. A brief story is that you are sent to Illic Bay, then to a city in the province of High Rock, which is by the name of Daggerfall. The player you are sent to give a letter to Queen Bricinnia about, I believe it's something about, I think it's about King Lysandus. Also about King Lysandus, he was the king of Daggerfall as well. He was imprisoned. I'm not sure exactly why, but he died for some unfortunate events, obviously. There are actually 6 endings in the game, and these endings do result on what you do in the game and how you play it. Your choices reflect. It's kind of like Fallout 3, where they had 4 endings. I do not remember Oblivion or Morrowind. I think Morrowind had a few different endings, but Oblivion had only 1 ending, and Arena only had 1 ending, as far as I know. I played Oblivion for a long time, but that we will not get into that right now. The third Elder Scrolls game goes by the name of Morrowind, where it uses a true 3D engine and does not use sprites for terrain elements, NPCs, trees, and so forth. Morrowind is one of the most popular games in the Elder Scrolls series, other than Oblivion. A brief story about the game is about the reincarnation of a Chimera hero in Doril Neverar. The incarnate of Neverar, referred to as the Neverine. Neravine, I said those wrong about twice now. There it was prophesized that the Neverine has prophesized to oppose and defeat the rise of a malevolent deity, Daggerfall, and the remains of his followers. You were brought to the island of Vardenfell by the orders of the Emperor. You were transported by carriage, then by boat, to a small imperial port town by the name of Sedanin. From there, you would embark on the quest. And actually, another fun fact is that this was really one of the only games where you did not have to go through a dungeon to escape. You didn't have to escape a prison. You didn't have to escape a dungeon, which, you know, was pretty different. And I like that. I didn't like, you know, having to, you know, go through a dungeon. Even though, as, you know, as cool as it is, and, you know, you're coming out of the dungeon as, like, a level 2 or something. Especially in Arena, you could get up to, like, 3 levels before getting out. I think the highest I've heard is, like, 5 levels. You're basically level 5 once you get out. The 4th Elder Scrolls game, probably, the most popular, like I said, you know, other than Morrowind, those were probably the most popular because they're the most newer and the newest. Horrible grammatical mistake on my part. I am sorry. The game is named Oblivion after the plane of Oblivion, which is a Daedric plane. There are actually 16 Daedric princes. Oblivion is home to the Daedric Prince of Destruction. The prince's name is Merun's Dagon. There's another plane of Oblivion by the name of Shivering Isles. That's a DLC, but the prince of that is Sheogorath. You can actually, that's like the only other plane you can go on that is not part of the actual game world, other than the plane of Oblivion, home to the Prince of Destruction. The storyline is that you're a prisoner, once again, like Arena and Morrowind. You escape prison after witnessing the Emperor get killed by a cult by the Mythic Dawn. After the Empire was assassinated, this cult portals to a dimension called Oblivion had opened across the landscape, across Tamriel. That's the name for the giant continent in the game. So these portals opened. Mythic Dawn agents were a little more active. Merun's Dagon, he sends his Daedra. Daedra are pretty much the species, the race that come and try to, you know, stir up chaos and destroy a lot of things. Well, pretty much the Prince of Destruction. I haven't heard much other than the other Daedric princes. They are somewhat different. You were actually introduced, the Daedric princes were introduced to you in the 2nd Elder Scrolls, that is Daggerfall. Okay, so here's the final part of the video, Skyrim. We've all been waiting for this part, I know. Tired of hearing me ramble a lot. Okay, so Skyrim is pretty freaking awesome, I have to say that. I have not gone into the main quest that much. I am doing Imperial Legion quests right now. I am an Imperial, too, let's say. I usually play as an Orc or an High Elf in most of the Elder Scrolls games, so I decided to switch it up. I'm about a level 10 right now, and everything seems to be going great in the land of Skyrim. The scenery is pretty amazing, you know, and I thought, you know, the cities were going to be a lot bigger. I mean, a lot bigger than, you know, the Imperial City from Oblivion. But that's not the case, you know, a lot of the scenery, the graphics are awesome. The story so far is pretty awesome. I've only killed like 3 dragons so far. I got killed by one because I ran off a cliff accidentally, and my health kind of went down by that, and the dragon kind of froze me with the frost breath. There are dragons that breathe fire and breathe frost and ice. I also noticed that the Dark Brotherhood wants to kill me. I'm doing Imperial Legion quests, so that might be, I had a Pajit assassin come after me, so, but, you know, I pretty much owned the crap out of him. Also, Skyrim came out, about 5 days ago, since this video went up to YouTube. It it is an awesome game so far. You need to really buy it. You know, my partner on YouTube got an $8,000 computer with a monitor that has like 3 sides to it, so he's gonna have a pretty awesome time playing Skyrim, and I'm pretty freaking jealous of that. Okay, so comment below, like this video, and subscribe to both me and my partner's channel. We will remind you that his channel is in the description below. Also, Bethesda released Arena and Daggerfall as freeware. Arena in 2005 as freeware, and Daggerfall in 2010, I believe, as freeware. I'll put the links to where to run to get the game and run it if you want to, you know, play, you know, a lot of the older games. If you want to, if you've played these games before and you're feeling quite nostalgic about it, I will put those links below for you. So that is all I have to say. Next week, I believe on Wednesday, my partner's video will come up. He will give a brief introduction of who he is and what we're doing, and he'll get into more depth of it. Basically, what we're doing playthroughs. We're reviewing mainstream video games and non-mainstream. Basically, what a lot of people want. And so next Wednesday, a new episode will be coming up. Not with me, but with my other partner. And instead of him doing a voiceover, he will be actually taking a video of himself. That is all I have to say for now. So, like I said, comment and subscribe.